It turns out the Tyson-Fury fight was not the only showstopper of the year. Fight fans have watched with awe as this prospect has risen up through the ranks, proving himself time and time again to be a dangerous contender. Without further ado, this is Daniel Dynamite Dubois versus none other than Andy Ruiz Jr., or as you may know him, the Destroyer. Few fight fans expected to see these two ever face off in the ring. Just look at Daniel Dubois here.
There, John. Well, caught by the left hand, and he's in trouble and gone down. Marcus Kelly only took the fight at 8 days' notice. Daniel Dubois did what he had.
There's a reason they call him Dynamite for sure. The power Dubois yields in his fists has been described by geologists as inflicting a level 7.5 on the Richter scale. Indeed, many suspected this would be simply too much for Andy Ruiz to handle. And that's exactly how this fight ends the way it did. Just look at how Dubois took out Joe Cusimano in his most recent fight back in August. The force of this right hand simply cannot be overstated, and watching this in slow motion, you can actually see how Cusimano's face almost imploded after taking this hit. And that's exactly what Dubois is famous for. A big, strong heavyweight with a massive right hand. The thing is, when it comes to taking big hits, Andy Ruiz doesn't have a fantastic track record. You must have been sleeping in an underground bunker if you missed this. This was the insane knockdown from Joshuasaurus Rex that landed with full force with pinpoint accuracy on Andy Ruiz's head. The force of AJ's punches cannot be overstated. Indeed, this punch sent Ruiz crashing to the canvas, where he was left looking slightly puzzled for the count. The thing is, fight fans across the world understand that Daniel Dubois is a much harder puncher than Anthony Joshua. Not only is he younger and more of an absolute beast, but Dubois truly holds dynamite in his fists and knows how to use it. Don't believe us? Just look how Dubois took out Bogdan Dinu here back in June 2021. This was an absolutely staggering performance, and indeed this knockout punch was enough to turn Dinu's lights out faster than an Indonesian power cut. Man tap! If Dubois punches harder than Anthony Joshua, could anyone really expect Ruiz to withstand a punch from him? Indeed, if Dubois can land a power shot cleanly on the Mexican scrapper, he is more than likely to go down the same way he did against Chris Arreola in his most recent fight back in May 21. In this fight, Ruiz Jr. looked to be facing disaster against Arreola when, in the second round, he was forced onto a knee after taking an overhand right.
Over with that right hand and hit him on top of the head.
And I think
it was a situation where, Ruiz had his left hand down.
Looking at the way Ruiz went down here, it seems there wasn't much to Arreola's punch. Despite this, Ruiz was knocked down fairly easily, and the lapse in focus almost cost him the victory. Taking a hit like this from Dubois will not likely be met with the same success. Indeed, the dynamite in Daniel Dubois' fists is not limited to the right hand. Dubois is known to be a formidable jabber. Suffice it to say that these jabs are neither safe nor effective, and Dubois forces his opponents to take as many as he can, like a pharmaceutical company that has close relationships with its regulators and the government. Just look at how Dubois uses his jab here to completely overwhelm his opponents and bludgeon them into submission. Absolutely terrifying. And when faced with this kind of weaponry, Andy Ruiz is also not known to prove particularly effective. Just look at the way he was completely outboxed in his rematch against Anthony Joshua back in December 2021. This fight saw AJ come back with a vengeance to regain his former glory and win back the plethora of belts he previously lost to the Mexican Warrior earlier in the year. Indeed, Joshua came into this fight with a completely different game plan. Instead of allowing Ruiz to come close on the inside and unleash his formidable flurries of Mexican lightning hooks and right hands, AJ dished up a masterclass in boxing and ran rings around Ruiz, keeping him at a safe distance with phenomenal footwork and constant jabbing. This fight almost sent Ruiz into boxing history as a one-hit wonder like the heavyweight Buster Douglas, who infamously derailed Mike Tyson's terrifying campaign and caused arguably the biggest upset in heavyweight boxing history. Joshua's game plan was clear from the outset: box, jab, and move, and he was supreme in doing so for the entire 12 rounds. He boxed Ruiz from the outside throughout the first round, landed a good right hand, and picked him apart before opening a cut over his left eye in the final seconds of the round. He never allowed Ruiz to get to him in any meaningful way. This was the work of a true boxing genius. The thing is, if Daniel Dubois is a bigger power puncher than Anthony Joshua, and if Dubois is already well known to have an absolutely formidable jab, did Andy Ruiz ever really stand a chance here? One thing's for sure, Dubois will need to do his best to keep Ruiz from impregnating his defenses and unleashing his signature right hand. Andy Ruiz has a right hand with the torque of a Tesla Model S, and as we all remember, these insane flurries of hard blows were more than enough to knock AJ down multiple times in their first fight. But many argue that Ruiz may have more tricks up his sleeve since 2019. Indeed, they point to the arduous gym sessions that the Destroyer has since spent training with none other than Canelo Alvarez himself. If Canelo can teach Ruiz anything, surely it's how to become a more technical and strategic boxer, something that could give Ruiz the edge against Dynamite Dubois. Lastly, Andy Ruiz will need to stay focused in order to beat Dubois in this fight. Rumors are rife about Andy's insane spending habits on crazy new purchases, like allegedly the Bombardier Global 7500 private jet, otherwise known as the Ferrari of the skies. The Global 8000 is Bombardier's fastest and smoothest jet with the longest range in its class. Able to travel at speeds of Mach 0.94, the jet has a range of 8,000 nautical miles and is equipped with smooth flex wing technology, Bombardier Pure Air HEPA filter technology, a Soleil circadian lighting system, and nuage seating with zero gravity positioning. Now that's what we call high spec. With an emphasis on comfort and performance, the Global 8000 is able to take off on the shortest runways. It features such luxuries as 4 dedicated living spaces, a large kitchen, a large wardrobe, a 6-seat meeting and dining space, and a private lavatory with a stand-up shower. It's not clear whether Ruiz invested in one of these jets or how many he may have chosen to purchase. Regardless, it's safe to say if he focuses more on his upcoming fight, he stands a much better chance of furthering his path to heavyweight glory. Many are already certain that Ruiz is one of the pound-for-pound greatest of all time in his next fight. But what about you? What do you think? Does Dubois absolutely annihilate Andy Ruiz with his dynamite punching power and his inescapable jabs? Or does the Mexican Destroyer prove simply too experienced and overcome Dubois' power with his signature speed and vicious, scrappy combos? Stop what you're doing right now and let us know in the comments section below. Finally, make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and left jab that bell icon for future updates to our channel.